Shalom Yasharallah. I want to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, great millstone, who taught us this 100% truth, according to the spirits that be Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word to the full corner of sincerity, and peace and blessing to your hopeful believers out there to y'all say Shalom, man. But as I said, I was going to make a part 2. Right? This is the part 2. This is Deuteronomy 28. We're going to start at verse 1 and we're going to read all the way down, man. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and do all his commandments, which I have. Actually, we're not going to read the full thing. We're going to jump down to where we're going into the curses. Because that's why the people are in the condition that they are. That's why our people, we're in the condition that we are now, because we transgressed the laws. We sacrificed them to devils. We was forward rebellious against Yahweh by Shah. So this is the punishment for our actions. The curses, man. And it says, and not this one. Yeah. 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed should I be in the city, and cursed should I be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed should I be within when thou comest in, and cursed be thou when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly because of the wickedness of our doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So we was put under the curses because of the wickedness of our doings. The wickedness is being wicked is sinning. You know what I'm saying? That's being wicked, because wickedness is sin. And the sin is the transgression of the law. So we is transgressing the law, not following Yahweh by Shah. And ultimately we have forsaken him, and we forsaken him by our action. We showed him that we was sacrificing unto devils and stuff, man. We're showing the Most High that, we believe in other powers. You're not the only power. We believe in other powers, which is only one power, and that's Yahweh. It says, the Lord shall make the pestilence that cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land where thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with the blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall make the rain of the land powder and dust, from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the earth, into all the kingdoms of the earth. Exactly, scattered amongst the nations. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou cannot be healed. The Lord shall smite thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt group at noonday as the blind groupeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, which is another word for woman. Because wife means female servant, and woman means female servant. So they same thing. But thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and daughters and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed. Alway. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thy enemies, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king with that. So like the Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone, and thou shalt become a astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt never drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. Thou shalt have olive trees there throughout all thy coast, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for the olive shall cast his fruit. Thou shalt begot sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume, and begot means born. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Man, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to keep all his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. So Yahweh restated it again, that these curses are coming upon the people because we didn't want to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord and keep his commandments and his statutes. So he's repeating it. He's repeating it. And thou shalt be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness. And what in all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, and a swift as an eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue they shall not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of the cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave there either corn, wine, or oil, or the increase of thy kin, or flocks of sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trusteth thought all the land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy power hath given thee. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of the daughters, which the Lord thy power hath given thee, in the siege and in the straightness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left in the siege and in the strifeness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee all thy gates. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness, and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband, of her husband's bosom, of her bosom, and toward her son and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she eat them for what all things secretly in the siege and strifeness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in thy gates. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of the law that are written in this book, that thou mightest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power, Yahweh. The Lord Yahweh will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of the seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for a multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the power, Yahweh. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the even unto the other, and there shalt thou serve other gods which thou fathers have not known, even wood and stone. So those idols, pretty much idols. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would the power Yahweh it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would the power it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see is no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Exactly. When it says no man shall buy you, go to no man shall redeem you. Because the only person that's going to redeem the Israelites, starting with the elect, is Yahweh Shah, man. And he said he's going to bring us into Egypt again, a place of bondage again. And he has did that, man, known as Babylon the Great. But Lord, when this is edifying to the spirits of Yahweh by Shah, man, we just went through all the curses. You know what I'm saying? You could probably go read them yourself and really go deeper into them. We really just went over and just read them just so you could know, have a broader understanding of the curse, and just know that the Most High put a lot of things on us, man. A lot. But he's going to take all of those things off when he sends his son Yahweh Shai to deliver us, man. But he's only going to liberate, he's going to liberate all the Israelites. But he's going to start with the elect, man. And you want to be the first ones, man. The first fruits to inherit the kingdom of heaven, man. Lord willing, we are those men. But I'm end up by saying, Call Allah Yamla, Yahweh, Bashem Shai, Bashem Kakadash, until I say Shalom, man. Because you got to remember, though, one more thing you got to remember. We brought these curses upon ourselves. As he said, so if we didn't want to hearken diligently unto the voice of him, he put them plagues in them. He put mourning and destruction upon us, man. Calamities upon us, because we didn't want to obey. So this is a result of a disobedience, man. But Lord, when this is edifying to the spirits of Yahweh, Bashem Shai, to y'all say Shalom, man.